are you doing?
It's been a busy week, but I'm doing great.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So are we ready?
Ready to learn, yes.
Oh God, I am so excited for you for what you're going to gain from this few weeks of working with me. And today, mainly, I just want to go over the curriculum that we're going to be working with,
Yes.
and also tell you how my work with you is going to be. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Awesome. So I am going to begin sharing my screen. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the reason I like to do it, I just want to face that some of the things that we're going to be doing, we may do it, there may be on days that we're going to do face-to-face video.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to that, I will let you know, because we're also going to be working where I'll have you do presentation so that I can see how you are coming across on camera and give you feedback. And when it comes to that, I would like to see you on audio, on video, I'm sorry, instead of audio.
Yeah. Okay.
But if we're just giving information so that I can concentrate on making sure that you get at least one outcome, or one takeaway rather, every time you come to the call.
Okay.
Okay. And at any time when we are talking, if there's something that you need or you felt you want on that portion of what we're talking about, I didn't bring it up, please let me know.
Okay, will do.
Okay. So here's the curriculum that we are going to be working from in a storytell to sell experience. This is the beginning of my work, and I have tailored this based on your needs at this time.
Okay.
Now, we had 2 assessments for you, plus I did an interview assessment, which I was able to determine what exactly will help you where you are in your work right now. And you have shared a lot of information with me, and that helped me craft exactly what will help you at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Level 1 is the confidence and clarity. Clarity on your niche, on your ideal clients, on what you're trying to do, and having the confidence to communicate your message in such a way that it will have a greater impact. So that is the level 1. And I want to make sure that you can see what I'm saying. I'm sharing with you. Can you see?
Yes, I have it right here in front of me.
Okay, great. So on level 1, I talked about the fact that for you to allot 60 to 90 minutes for our work together each time. Why? Because some work will require more than 60 minutes, and some work will require only 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we get to where I'm giving you feedback and having you say it again so that I will see how you said it, it will require more time, and it may require more than 60 minutes.
Okay.
And then we come to the course expectation. And this is what I expect from you. But I already know I have no problem with that because you're always here on time, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we come to the expected outcome. In other words, this is what you will get out of working with me for the 5 weeks. The number 1 is to get clarity on your statement of objective. on what you are doing, which is working with these women, as we talked about last week. The second one is to hone your skill or enhance your skill on how you present on camera. So presenting on camera with increased confidence.
Yes.
Then the third one is to have an increased awareness about the benefit of presentation storytelling dynamics. And I'll tell you more about that when we move forward, whenever you're presenting. So those 3 bullets are what I plan to make sure that you get during my course with you. And at any time before we complete, if you don't get that, then you have to let me know, because I want to make sure you get that.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, it's 5 weekly Zoom calls. Like I've said, sometimes it will require being on video, sometimes it will require being on video, depending on the course, on what we're doing that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I broke it down week to week. And today being week 1, we're basically going to talk about, I'm going to give you the outline, focusing the emphasis on the expectation. So these are today's outline for today. We're going to talk about the mindset. We're going to clear up and talk about your objective statements. And then your social media presence. And then we work on one takeaway, at least one takeaway, and that is having you craft your introductory message for your ideal clients, which is your niche. Okay. And you're not going to do it today, but I will give you information what to look for when you're crafting that. Because after you craft that, one of the reasons I talked about your Facebook, your social media presence, you want to put it where somebody will see what you do, who you're serving and what you're doing. And that's the crafting of an introductory statement. You get an opportunity to do that at home. That will be your homework.
Okay.
Okay? So today, the second week, we move into presentation and storytelling dynamics. And here it talks about what is it? Why do we even care about storytelling and presentation dynamics? And it gives you the emphasis. The emphasis basically is going to be on what makes a good communicator and a good storyteller. And then you can already tell them for each time that we come, each week until we finish, that we're going to talk about the homework for the next week. The reason I always make sure that I assign homework, because it will help you solidify what you are doing, so that if you have any questions, you can ask me that question when next time we meet.
Sounds good.
Okay, and then each time you have an opportunity for question and answer, and then we will end. So it's the same format every single week. When we come in, every time we come in, we're going to review your homework from last week and see how that works for you. And then we'll dive into the conversation for that particular day, the discussion for that particular day. And then from there will be a homework again for the next week, because I believe this is how I work. It's not just about giving you information, because if information is enough, no one will have a problem. But for me, I like practical approach where the client is actually doing something. And from that doing something, I believe they will learn more than just having them sit and have me lecture them.
I totally agree. Hands-on is the best way.
Okay. So we have week 3, and on week 3, we talk about voice activation of an effective communicator. And each week we will dive deep into it. So I just want to kind of give you overall of what we'll be covering.
Sounds good.
And on week 4 is a summation of everything that we have covered so far. Week 1, 2, 3. It will be the summation so that I make sure that you're getting the outcome each week that we come, that you have a takeaway, which will result in having your outcome. And if you notice, let me go back. If you notice that on the assignments, let's look at the assignments that I give you for the next week. If you look on number 2, which is presentation/storytelling dynamics, you will see where I talk about discussion on the homework assignment. And I'll actually kind of give you a hint what you might be working on. For example, participants will craft and record a 5 to 10 minute video of week 1. Why do I say that? Because on week 1, if you look on week 1, I asked you to just craft, no recording, just craft your introductory. When we come to week 2, I have an opportunity for you to tell me what you've done in crafting your introductory message, and then I'll give you a feedback. And that's why on week 2, the homework will be, now you have to go back based on the feedback I gave you. You will now review it, craft it again, and record it, and then put it on your social media.
Yeah, so each week you're building on the week before.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's how I designed it.
Okay.
Okay. And almost each week, you will notice under the discussion of homework that I am giving you craft and record, craft and record. And the reason for that is, like I said, I don't believe in just giving you information only or lecturing you only. I feel that practical approach is better. And when it comes to giving you confidence, the more you do, you implement something, the more your confidence will increase rather than just giving you lecture.
Yeah, agree.
We're still on week 3. On week 3, if you look again, you see participant will craft and record a 5 to 10 minutes video on the topic. And I try to help on this topic, but if you feel the topic that I gave you, that you have a better topic, you're welcome to use your own topic. Okay. I try to choose something that maybe I feel maybe a little bit easier. Okay. And in this particular one on week 3, I thought that something that may be a little bit easier for you to talk about will be my first time. My first time of everything. It could be my first time of being a wife. It could be my first time of being a pastor. It could be my first time of being in school. And I will give you more information as we get to that particular week. So my first time, whatever that first time is, you choose one. Now, if you remember the last time we spoke, I said that on this course, we are going to focus on one thing. Yeah. That one thing. What is that one thing that you want to share with your clients? What is one problem that you know that these clients have? Because when you know that one problem they have, it will help you solve that problem. So we're going to focus on one. Now, and I know there may be so many, but for this course, we're just focusing on one problem, one solution, one benefit.
Okay.
Okay. So we move on to week 4. Week 4, again, is the final summation. That's going to put everything that we've done so far, all the techniques, all the skill that we've done so far. We're going to put it together. Again, you're going to do 5 to 10 minutes of applying all the techniques that we have discussed in prior weeks. But this time, you're going to post it on your social media, your Facebook profile. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it always ends with question and answers, and then the last week, the final project review. On the final project review, I love this because this is really where the clients get to showcase what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I sit back and I enjoy the whole thing because I know what I have imparted in them. Now, this is really video. This is a video because I want to see how the client comes across on the camera. Because this is going to be the final time, I want to give them the feedback that they can use when they go out, finish working with me. They can continue those the skills that they have learned. And again, I will be needing your feedback in terms of testimonial and so on and so forth. But more or so, I really want to make sure that you have takeaways that will help you after your work with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
By actually getting your hands dirty, so to speak, by doing it ourselves, we're not only practicing it, but it's instilling in us so that we can do it ourselves once we're done.
Yes. And that's how I do my coaching and training.
Sounds good.
Because I really believe that when it comes to storytelling, presentation skill, helping people with confidence, one size doesn't fit all.
No.
Because everybody has a different learning style, different personality style. So when I create program or help individuals create programs, I focus on the need of an individual. Okay.
Sounds good.
Especially when I'm working one-on-one. Now, group program is a little bit different, but on my one-on-one, it's special design for what that person needs. Because if you don't get the foundation and you're trying to build on something higher than the foundation, it will always bring you back to the foundation because the top one is not going to hold. That house will fall without a good foundation. And I feel like this is a good foundation for you at this time. So if you are ready, let us begin. So we're going to focus on number 1, week 1.
Okay.
We're focusing on week 1. And if you look at week 1, I talked about, the emphasis on the expectation. And, I have no problem on this because when it comes to expectation, I've done my homework as far as what you need, and I designed the course accordingly. When it comes to the mindset, for me, I always like to use some type of affirmation, knowing where I want to be, knowing where I am right now. What affirmation can I create that when I think about that affirmation, when I read that affirmation, for me, every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
The devil is always at work, I believe, but it's how you see yourself and the words you say to yourself that will make you continue to move forward, regardless of what's going on within you. And so it's always good to have affirmation or some sort of mantra. For me, I believe that I have so much to give. All I have to do is find someone to help me bring it to fruition. I believe that I have so much to give. I need to find someone to help me bring it to fruition. And that comes from one of the prayers I love so much. And one of my prayer is always for God to help me bring someone across my path to help me fulfill my
I
call,
like that.
my destiny.
Yeah,
That's one prayer I never miss. Bring somebody across my path. And trust me, he has brought somebody across my path. And one of those individuals is my mentor, Dr. Clyde Rivers. So no doubt about it. You decide what is your mantra based on where you are in life right now and what you want to fulfill, your purpose, your goal. When you have that, make it something that you can see and talk about and read every single day. Make it be meaningful to you, not just anything. Make it be meaningful, be meaningful to you. Because
okay.
if I even when I am tired, that prayer, I know it's one liner that I can pray. And somehow I trust him. I may be delayed, but I always know that what he said is for me will always happen. And that is bringing someone across my path to help me fulfill my purpose.
That's
So as
awesome.
you do your homework, you think of what do you want to be your mantra, your affirmation, and changing your mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A growth mindset said, I can do it. I may not know how to do it now, but I'm going to find a way to do it. A fixed mindset is saying, oh, this computer thing, I wasn't born in the era. We didn't use computer. We use paper. It's so hard. I couldn't do it. And as long as you have that mindset, I can't, you will always find an excuse to justify why you can't. But when you have that growth mindset, I may not know how to do it now, but I know there's a way. I just have to find a way or find somebody to help me do this because I know and believe there's a way. That's the growth mindset.
Right.
Okay. And these I bring about to the clients so that when they are doing their homework, this is part of what they're doing as their homework on their own. Because I cannot create it for you because it won't make sense to you. Because I have a different mindset, a different objective, a different thing that I'm working for future and where I am now.
Sounds good.
Okay. Now I talk about your social media presence. The question is, why do I talk about your social media presence? I talk about your social media presence because it's a way for you to tell people what you're doing. It's a way that I want you to think about a Facebook profile as your home, your living room. It's your living room. When someone comes to your house, they don't come to your kitchen. The first place that they come to your living room. That's the first entrance. That's your billboard. That's where people get to see who you are
Mm-hmm.
before they start going searching for you elsewhere. In other words, if they come to your home, say it's somebody you're familiar with or you know, they don't just bypass your living room and start coming to your room or coming to your backyard. They'll come to your living room first. And then you say, sit down. You welcome them to your home. If they look around and it's not conducive, they'll probably give you an excuse and leave. Well, the same thing is with our profile. It's like that for profile. Except when it comes to your Facebook or your social media, for that matter, you don't even know when they came. They may just come in, look around, they don't like what they see, they'll be gone.
Right.
But if they see what they like, they're gonna hang around. And why do they hang around? Because what you put there is something they are interested in, or they want to see more of, or they want to refer you to somebody.
Right.
And that is important, that when you have your Facebook, when you all think about that one thing, what message, that one message you're trying to share with the people, you always make sure that the Facebook reflects that.
Yeah, you want to have an anchor. You want to have something that will draw them in to want more.
You want to have something that will make them draw more. So I'm going to stop sharing and we just can talk, because I don't want it to deter us from what we're trying to do. I just wanted to share that with you. So your Facebook, as we continue the conversation, the recommendation is not to have, today you're talking about dog, tomorrow you're talking about cat, the next day you're talking about the women, that one thing for the women. Tomorrow you're talking about the river. That is not to say that if you have a meeting somewhere and perhaps you learn something from that meeting, you're meeting with a lot of people, these women, these men, whatever the situation is, that you cannot talk about it. Yes, you can, because it shows a different side of your humanity. Networking with people.
Yes.
There's something that you talked about in that meeting, but you always go back to thinking about what is that one thing. Anything that doesn't have anything or doesn't support that one thing, the recommendation is that you don't put it on your social media. Some people, I know people that have more than one Facebook account. A Facebook account maybe for families where they share, they have some of their family members, they join that one as a group and everybody come and talk there, whatever they need to talk about, that's separate. But if you bear in mind that your Facebook profile is a place that you're going to connect with the people, that one person that you have in mind. Every time you post something, think about that one person in mind. They will not get confused, and you will always make sure that you're putting out something that they like. Do you have any question? How does that sound?
Yeah, I like that. I do have more than one Facebook, and it gets kind of confusing for me even. I've got I've got 3 actually. So I think I just need to boil it down to one.
Okay. Now, I haven't said that. There's a difference between a Facebook page, a Facebook profile, and a Facebook group. What are the difference? Like I said, the Facebook profile is your entrance to your house, is your billboard, is your own. You may belong to other people's group, but they are not your own. This is your own. Your
Right.
Facebook profile is your own.
Okay.
Now we have the Facebook page. The Facebook page recommends that you mostly put about business on your Facebook page. Yes, every now and then you can put things that will make you human. Again, when you go to your Facebook page, you may post some quotes there, but you gotta always remember what is my one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether your quote is for motivation, Your one thing, as I understand it, also has to do with motivation, inspiration for
Yeah.
that one person, that one woman. You always think about what that one woman, you always think about that one problem that woman has. What quote can I use to lift that one woman up?
Mm-hmm.
What inspiration can I give to that one woman if I'm posting inspirational posts to lift that woman up? That one person makes a big difference. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yes, it's very clear. Yeah. Just keep going back to my main thing.
To the main thing. And anytime you come across thing that doesn't support your one thing, it's recommended that you move it out of the way, because if you don't, it will derail you. It will move you away from that one thing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, when it comes to Facebook group, people do Facebook group in so many ways, but that's not really the focus of what we're doing here. I'm mainly focused on your billboard, which is your Facebook profile.
Right.
The group can be so people who have groups for so many things, but my focus is really on your profile and perhaps a page, which is the main reason people have pages, which is Facebook fan page, is they do ad. You can have a Facebook and do things. If you don't plan to do ad, you don't have to have a Facebook page. The main reason people have Facebook page is because that is the only place Facebook allows you to do an ad. You cannot do an ad on profile. You cannot do an ad on groups. It's only on Facebook page.
Got it.
Okay. So that's it for that one. Now, when it comes to one of this, do you have any question now before I continue?
My Facebook profile.
Mhm.
So is that my picture and where I went to school and that all that kind of stuff?
Your Facebook profile, well, they give it names, right? So to differentiate which is which. Now, when you sign up with Facebook, the only place that you have to sign up is called that Facebook profile. When you first, I want you to think back when you first joined Facebook.
Uh-huh.
You sign your name, and then voila, you got Facebook account. That is called your Facebook profile.
Okay.
That is the one that is called your profile. It is this place that I think you put, I got a chance to look at your Facebook. You put a lot of quotes there.
Yes.
That is your profile. That's where you open. That's the first place you open with Facebook. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, that is your profile.
Okay.
Okay, and I believe that's where you also do your where do you do your interviews?
I've been doing them on WhatsApp right now. But I will be, going on to something else once I get better at it.
Okay, when you say something else, what do you mean?
Well, I don't know, Facebook or Zoom or, that kind of thing.
But the essence of you doing it at all is for people to see it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so go ahead.
Go ahead. And to archive, to have it seen live, but also to archive the conversations so that if and when someone else has a similar issue, I can direct them to this archive.
I don't know much about WhatsApp. I know I have WhatsApp, but as far as using it to do anything, I am not versatile with that. It's not the platform that I'm familiar with. So on that WhatsApp, you are able to do live on WhatsApp?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I'm not familiar with WhatsApp. So that's why I'm very familiar with Facebook. And because you can serve, and I guess you can do the same thing with WhatsApp. You can do live, you can have people see it. And as a matter of fact, now I believe that the person that owns Facebook also owns WhatsApp. Is that correct? That's
Yeah.
my understanding. Okay. Okay. So if wherever you choose to do that, but also, you can post it on WhatsApp, download it, and also post it on your profile.
Yes.
Okay. It might be a good idea to do that so that you have it in two places.
Okay.
Because people come to your profile. If somebody's looking for you, if anybody is looking for Dr. Penny, they don't know that you're on WhatsApp. The first place that people are going to come looking for you is on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the places that people are going to look for you first. Most likely Facebook.
Yeah. I went on LinkedIn once when I had a first in-home business, but I really don't follow. I don't do that really anymore. And LinkedIn, I don't do. So I'll just stick with Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. And even if you had, my challenge before was trying to be everywhere. And I have a full-time job that I explained to you. And that's very difficult for me to try to be on so many places. And I just focus my attention on Facebook. Do I have profile on LinkedIn? Yeah, I post stuff there. But when I do my show, because I have shows that I do every week, or yeah, I mostly on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly on Facebook, mostly on my profile. I post on my profile more than I do on my page. But
Yeah.
I do have a page.
It's just easier for me to keep track of things.
And also, if you don't have a need to do ad, people normally don't have a Facebook page unless they do an ad. If you don't have the need for ad, I wouldn't recommend Facebook page. And right now, knowing what I know, what you have shared with me, your focus really is not on ad. Maybe in the future, but not now. It's really sharing your information for people to see you. That's what I gather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So when you craft your introductory message, and we'll have a chance to look at it next week, you post it on Facebook profile. And even if you want to post it, again, I'm not familiar with WhatsApp. I don't know. If you post it on WhatsApp, that's okay too. But I really would like you to post it also on your Facebook profile.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And another thing about your profile, knowing that it's a billboard where people come and look for you first and know what you're all about, is that, and I think we talked it, but to the extent where other people's content is overshadowing your content, then you're buried where nobody knows what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. You have to do something, say something, show something that will catch their eye first.
Yeah. But also when you have other people's content, other people are constantly posting on your side.
Uh-huh.
I do have people post on mine, but I'm very not when that person is posting about things that I don't care about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. So having said that, we are moving into crafting your introductory.
Okay.
Crafting your introductory message. What am I saying? I'm talking about a message that when somebody comes to your profile and either watch it through video or read it through post, they will know what you're all about.
Okay.
And based on what you've shared with me and your assessment, your introductory message is talking about that woman. But before we talk about that one woman, we first have to define who is that woman. If I were to ask you, who is that woman? One woman we're talking about, what would you tell me? Who is she?
This is a little difficult because
Mhm.
I want to help everyone.
Mhm.
I want to encourage people, give them hope and freedom for the future by having a personal relationship with God.
Okay. So now last week you said you wanted to focus on women, but I'm hearing you this week, that's not the case. Are you changing from women to men and women?
Um,
And
more
the reason I'm asking you is that when you start talking, the way I would talk to a man, to a certain extent, he may be the same with a woman. But if I'm talking to the woman only excluding men, the way I'll talk to them may be a little bit, the language that I'm going to use may be a little bit different.
Yeah, I understand. I would focus mostly on women, yes.
Okay. So when you hear me saying one woman, I want you to know that I'm still talking about every woman. But the reason I say one woman is that if you remember last time, we talked about one woman. I want you to give that one woman a face. I want you to picture that one woman. Because when you have a face and you have a name, it makes a difference. And I'll tell you about mine. Maybe it will make more sense.
Okay.
I work with women who are in the beginning stage of their business, who has an issue communicating with their message. The problem with these women, they lack the confidence. These women, some of them have English as a second language. These women don't feel good about themselves physically. These women are not born in the era of technology. So they have problems with technology. They are frustrated. They are overwhelmed. And oftentimes, these women will quit. I'm talking about one woman. I have, her name is Mary. That's the picture I have in my mind. Mary is that one woman that has this problem. But guess what? Mary represents all these women.
Mm-hmm.
Mary is retired. Mary is overwhelmed. Mary didn't grow up in the era of technology. Mary has English as a second language. Mary lacks the confidence. Mary is an introvert. Mary doesn't feel good about herself. Mary wants to do more, but Mary doesn't know how. Mary have garnered a lot of experiences through her life in relationship and the corporate world. Mary is afraid of falling short. And because she doesn't want to be laughed at, she doesn't know whether she's doing it right. She will always stay on the corner watching everybody else and sometimes even comment. But Mary never wants on the stage. Want to come on the stage and talk because she's afraid that people are going to butcher her with negative comments. That's my one person, one woman. That one woman is Mary. When I craft my message, I'm talking to Mary all over the world. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, I got it.
Okay. That's the same thing when I say that one woman for you. That's what I mean when I say that one woman. When
Okay,
I say what is the problem for that one woman,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. So let's go back to the drawing board now that I've explained using myself as an example. What is if you think back in my own case, all the Marys I know, all the Marys I can think of, all the Marys I've worked with, all the Marys that I could imagine. Can we give a name to your avatar? Who would your avatar be? What is her name? You don't have to answer it now. I want you to think about it.
Yes.
So if no one comes to mind, if no avatar comes to mind, just think about it.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's going to help you. Again, remember we are staying on focus. You don't want to go to the right, to the left. And this is the place that we put our nose down. We're going to one place.
Yeah. Here's a couple of things that I was thinking of. I'll think about a name, but this woman is feels like a second-class citizen. She doesn't feel good enough. She's not happy with herself. She's pulled into many different directions by being a mother and a wife, and doesn't really know who she is. And that's where I come in to help her find that hope, freedom, and personal relationship with God, so he can help her in those areas.
You see, you did a great job, but you see how you are able to, now you're telling me her problem without even putting, and you don't even have to put a name. It's just that when you put a name, it helps you think about, and it could be a fictional, just name could be any fictional name.
Right.
But at least when you mention that name, you think about all these problems that avatar has. That's an avatar for you.
Okay.
When I say Mary is my avatar. But I already know what problem my avatar has. What problems they have. There are so many Marys. It's not just one Mary. There's millions of Mary in the world.
Yeah.
So when they talk about yours, your avatar just help you focus. So you're not thinking about Joe here, Joanne here. But you already know that your avatar represents so many, but they have similar. Doesn't have to be exact, but they have similar. The key is similar problem.
Yeah, got it. And then as I go through the problems or see the problems that this avatar has, then I go through and try and find solutions for them.
Yes. And when I say that one woman, you see, when you try to solve, and knowing that one woman, there's so many women that have the same problem that one woman has.
Yeah.
And you're trying to find that problem, you just focus on that one woman. Because once you find her problem and you find a solution, it will be for all the other women. Does that make sense?
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. So let's go back then, find out what problem you mentioned, kind of mention, you did mention the problems rather, that this your avatar.
Mhm.
We want to know what really will make a difference. What does this avatar really, really want? You have stated her problems, but what does this avatar really, really want? What does that one avatar, one woman that you can just picture right now because you have had in contact with this woman? You have sometimes may even have offered some help. That avatar. What does this avatar really, really want? What will make her happy? Can you think of what will make her happy?
I
This
think,
is where she is right now.
yeah.
She's overwhelmed. She's this, she's that. Where does she want to be?
Well, I don't know where she wants to be, but she needs a friend.
Aha, keep talking.
She needs a friend right now to help her get to where she needs to go or wants to go. I believe that so many women, and I was one, I didn't know who I really was until I was like 63 years old,
Tell me more.
because I married at 19. I was married for 48 years. I had 2 children, so I was a wife and mother. And until 5 years ago, when my husband passed away, I really didn't focus on me. I focused on my family and my husband and my job, my career. Uh, I didn't, maybe it's an excuse, but I didn't really take time to learn or understand what I liked in life, what I didn't dream. I thought dreams were a waste of time because I didn't really think they'd ever happen. So, I didn't dream or wish or anything. If I couldn't afford it, it wasn't gonna happen anyway. And
Brought up, we are on the same line. And what I can tell you, I'm always using myself as an example.
uh-huh.
When I talked about my avatar being Mary, Mary is really the old version of me.
Uh-huh.
Mary is the person I used to be. The reason I'm able to help Mary is because I remember my struggles before I can speak in public now.
Mm.
I remember my struggles. My struggles are now Mary's struggle. The reason I'm able to help Mary so much is because I feel how she's feeling.
And you've been through it.
I've been through it. I know what it felt like walking into a room, feeling like all the lights were turned off so no one sees when I walk in.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it feels like being in a crowd of hundreds of people, yet feeling like I was by myself.
All alone. Yep.
I know what it feels like that I didn't have the confidence to speak in public because I felt everybody would be laughing at me. After all, English is my second language.
There's your confidence or
I
lack of.
know what it feels like to sometimes make excuses of not going anywhere because you don't know whether you'll be liked or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I get married. That's why I'm able to get married. I get married because I have processes on how I overcame. And those are the positives I'm giving Mary to overcome too. And so when I work with Mary, I feel at home. I feel like when I'm working with Mary, I'm talking to a sister, I'm talking to a friend, because I'm here to tell Mary, I can see your possibility. You may not see it now, Mary, but I'm holding the gap for you because I believe in your possibility.
Yeah. And it's possible.
It is possible.
It is possible.
But you see, I gave you that analogy so that you can see there's nothing wrong in reading something. But when you have been through something and grown through something, and you are speaking from experience, you're in your elements because
Absolutely.
you know what you're talking about. When I speak to my clients, when I train and coach my clients, I read. There's no doubt, we have to read to keep the brain alive, right? But it's not really like, oh, I'm gonna go read on this, and if I don't read on this, I won't know what to say. No. Even when I close my eyes, I'm sleeping, and you wake me up to talk to my client, Mary, I know exactly what to say to Mary. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. Yeah. Because when you've been through something, you don't have to research, what the outcome is. You lived through it.
And so it's always good when you're talking to your avatar. Think about your old self. Think about your old self. Your avatar is the person you used to be. You're just a couple of steps ahead of them. You're a couple of steps ahead of your avatar. When you think of your avatar in that way, it will help you think about, who is my avatar? Let's just keep one person in mind, one. But that one represents so many like her.
Yes, yes. And even though we've all been through different things, raised by, raised in a different way, had siblings or not, or whatever, there's always a connection there. There's something that can help support, encourage this person, this woman.
And so when you do your homework, and every time you think, what I would love for you is to think of that avatar. Make her your friends. Make her your friend. Get to know that avatar more. Get to know her problem. Get to know what she wants out of life. What will ease the pain that she has now? What will ease the pain? What does she really want? In other words, she's right here, right now, bleeding, and you have a band-aid. You have medicine to give her to stop the pain.
Yeah, yeah.
Where does she want to be? She's bleeding right now. When you heal her, and after you heal her, where does she want to be? That is the benefit of you working. When I'm working with you, or any woman, I know the challenges, I know their problem. Why? Because I have that one person. That Mary represents so many women for me that are like Mary. So when you think about your avatar that way, it makes sense.
Yes.
You don't even have to. There are so many women. I want to serve everybody, because what happened is that when you have in your mind, and yes, you want to serve everybody, and yes, you want to serve so many, but there's so many avatar, your avatar in the world. But when you say when I serve so many people, it doesn't keep you focused. The reason I keep saying the one thing, the one woman, is so that you can bring focus to what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it does now. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. So when you go home, keep in mind the avatar. Think about the avatar. Think about, write down her problems. Why, how would you solve her problem? What things would you put in place to solve her problem?
Yeah.
How will she feel later on? Which is the benefit. How will she feel after she finished working with you? What will she do differently because she had an opportunity to work with Dr. Penn? What will she be different? What will she do different? How will she walk? How is she walking now? When you think about an avatar, is she sitting down or you meet your avatar on the road? How does she look? How does she carry herself?
Mm-hmm.
How does she diminishes her strength? And
Yeah.
after working with you, how happy? What is different in her because she worked with you?
Mm-hmm.
After working with you, you see your avatar on the road, so elated, or would she? What would be different about her?
Mm-hmm.
Would she say, "Oh, I'm so glad I met you. I'm so glad you changed my life. I'm so glad you changed my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for all you've done for me." Sometimes the best thing in life is not always money.
No, heck no.
It's giving somebody hope to live
Mm-hmm.
one more day. It's
Mm-hmm.
giving somebody hope to pass on to the children. It's giving somebody hope to pass on the community. And when you change one woman, man, you change the world.
Amen. Yeah. I see a woman that stands erect. She's got a smile on her face and a light and glow in her
Love
eye.
that. I love what you just said. I love that
Yeah.
because that's what every woman wants.
Mm.
That's the benefit of working with that woman. When you think about that woman, you write her name down and you always have her in mind, whether you're driving, whether you're eating, whether you're in the church, outside the church, online doing your shows, offline doing your show. When you think about her, what would you give her to put a smile on her face?
Mm-hmm.
What would you put her? What would you put her? What would you put into her? What would you deposit into her that she can stand up erect? You just said it with a smile on her face.
Mm.
How would her story be? What would you give her for her story to be different? And sometimes I think we make it so difficult. But I try to break this down so much so that you can understand.
Well, I get it now. I didn't before today, but I totally get it. And yeah, when when you've been through something, it's in you, and how you got through it may help somebody else get through it too.
So even when you are doing your interview, have your avatar in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do, just bring her to the forefront. Make her a friend. Ease her pain. Ease her sorrow. The question is, how would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're constantly thinking about your avatar. That's all. Because when you have, say, for example, your avatar is Jones. When you see Mary, you don't want to talk to Mary because maybe Mary is not your avatar.
Mm-hmm.
My avatar is Mary, and I know Mary's problem. If I see somebody that doesn't fall into the problem that Mary had,
Mhm.
I won't be talking to that person because first of all, they won't talk to me
Well,
because they know I won't solve their problem.
that's right. You can't solve the whole world's problem. And oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah. Yeah.
So as we come to the close,
Okay.
we're doing no more than 90 minutes, 60 minutes to 90 minutes. And today being the day, one of the days we really need to hone in into your avatar, clarify your objective, what you're trying to do, so that it will help you every time you build, you know who you're building it for,
Yes.
problem that you're trying to solve for that person. Without having this, it will be difficult and you'll be all over.
And then the
solve the problem.
benefit
Yes,
too, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And so as we come to the close, you're going to craft a message. Here comes the crafting of your introductory. And that's why we're doing this. Because doing this is now going to help you introduce yourself to Mary. I'm sorry, Mary is my avatar. Whoever your avatar is, you're going to introduce yourself to your avatar all over the world. Your avatar is all over the world. I want you to talk to them in this introductory message. Does that make sense now?
Yeah. Just like you explained your avatar to me, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, when we sometimes one mistake that brand new coaches make is trying to say so much and put so much fluff in what they're trying to say that they miss the mark. They miss the person they're trying to talk to. Your introductory should be clear, concise.
Okay.
It will have three things in, at least three things. It will have who that avatar is. It will have what you're giving them and the benefit.
Okay.
I help brand new, I say it in more than one way, they're still brand new. Or I say that I help women in the early stage of their business tailor and design their narratives to reach their audience on a much deeper level to create a greater impact.
Cool.
What is the impact? The impact is really about increase their conversion, whatever that conversion is for them.
Mm-hmm.
Their conversion may be more people to their church. Whatever that conversion can be, so it can be monetary conversion, which for the most part, people are in business. When you think about conversion, is really about creating greater impact and making more money.
Mm-hmm.
It's just saying it in a different way because it can mean so many things for so many people.
Right. So the more in depth or the more detailed I can be, the better.
Yes and no. Yes, you want to say it in a way that they will know you're talking to them,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't want to put so much fluff in there that they won't know you're talking to them. You need to have them self-select. Raise it. Hello, you're talking to me, Dr. Betty. Oh, I'm that person you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put so much, like sometimes I think people use big English.
Yeah.
That people don't know. Now think of people the World Wide Web that are gonna read it. And everybody's not a college, you go to college.
True.
Matter of
True.
fact, may not have finished high school.
Simple and to the point.
Simple and to the point.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is that clear?
Yep.
Okay, now before we close, I want to ask you before I ask that before we adjourn, what is one takeaway from this week one session? What is your takeaway?
I learned today. I understand the meaning of having an avatar to connect to, and that's me. And how what I've been through, how I can help other people go through and have good results through the experience.
Any other thing?
I'm going to check my Facebook profile and check and see what other people see when they open it. Make sure that it's something that is meaningful. And my social media presence, I want it to be something that really catches their eye, not just some fluff or words.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea that you said, when people go there, it's like they're going into your living room. What are they going to see? How is it going to make them feel? So, yeah, lots of good stuff.
Okay, great. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you get it. It's gonna be wonderful when you create you craft your introduction message. And like I said, I teach differently. It's not about all information. I give you the information for you to understand, but most of all, it's really about holding your hands and walking you through step by step.
Mm-hmm.
I believe everybody is smart. It's just a way. I think understanding of things is in the way you transfer that knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. In a way that anyone could understand, because that's what civility is about. It's being open to other people, but they need to understand what you're saying for it to help them. So how we say things is important.
Now, one of the things that you brought up before I ask you the last question that resonated over the period through the assessment, both is on copy or in speaking with me, it's confidence. Tell me a little bit more when you mean what you mean confidence. You need to gain confidence. In what area specifically? What exactly do you mean?
I I wasn't real popular in school, and I had a girlfriend from second grade all the way through high school. She was my best girlfriend, but she was thin and cute, and the boys always liked her, and I felt like fat and ugly compared to her. So that didn't help anything. Um, but
So everything was really inward. You always felt like you were never good enough.
yeah, that. But now, in the years since I've been married and stuff, I'm a strong person. I just feel like I need to know it all before I step out in public and do something, because I don't want to make a mistake. But I'm learning through Dr. Rivers that we're all human and we all make mistakes. So I can be a leader. I can stand up and, tell thousands of people how to do certain things if I'm prepared. But on the other hand, I don't like attention. I'm blonde, blue eyes, and I've always felt inferior of men staring at me. And nothing ever happened in my life. I was never abused or incest or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I just like that. That's an inferior thing about men, looking at my boobs or something like that. So in a way, I'm, introverted, but in other ways, I can be a leader and, charge on. So that's kind of where my confidence needs
So
help.
when you're thinking about men, let's focus on that for a minute. When you're thinking about men, you're thinking that looking at you, it's about, it almost feel like, yes, it's sexualization.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But
But now there's a difference between admiring somebody for the creation of God, which is beauty,
yeah,
than
I don't know how to take a compliment. If anyone, man or woman, says, "Oh man, you're so beautiful," I feel like I want to just climb into my shell. I don't know how to accept that.
But you know what? We'll talk more on that, because when we start telling stories, when you start videotaping yourself being on camera, we will get more into that. But I love that you shared that with me, and we'll find out more on how to deal with that, because I
Okay.
have just the right exercise to help you get over that. But when we get into storytelling, then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any question before we close? Do you have any question for me?
So my homework is to create my avatar, know who she is, how I can help her, and that kind of thing.
Yes.
That's my introduction.
And then you're gonna craft it as you are talking to your avatar as an introductory message.
Okay.
But you cannot do the reason we went over that, as I said, is so that when you start crafting your introductory message, you will know who is that person, who is that one lady, one woman, right?
Okay.
That is having what problem, so that you can help her do what? I help who
Mhm.
do what,
And what's
so
the
that,
benefits?
so that she can get what? That is the
Yeah.
benefit. The who
Okay.
is the person, the what, it really is helping them overcome the problem. Well, after we help them overcome the problem, so that, and in my own case, they'll have more impact, have increased conversion.
Got it. There you go. Well, this is going to be good.
Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're on the same page. That's want to make sure, like I said, every time you come in for the next, well, now it's next 4 days, next 4 weeks, that you have a takeaway.
Yes. And I've just been looking forward to meeting with you, gleaning from your experiences to help me be a better leader and interviewer with the talents and gifts God's given me.
Okay. Awesome. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And I can't wait to see what you come up with next Saturday at 3 p.m.
Okay.
If you don't have any more questions,
No,
then I'll say goodbye for now. And thank you.
have a great week, hun.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.